Hello, everybody. God damn, that music is loud. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? It's been a minute since I've streamed, and today I am just going to do a nice little cozy fireside chat. Although there's no fire and no one's going to be chatting with me. Oh, there he is. Wessel Twits, the man of the hour. On my Discord a little bit ago, I had shown off that I had ordered some new some soundtracks that are missing from my Sonic soundtrack collection. And Wes was like, "You should show them off." And I was like, "That's a good idea. I'll do that." So here I am. I'm here to show off a bunch of that stuff, of various Sonic merchandise, and some new toys I've gotten because I got nothing else in life to look forward to. So here we are. Thank you everyone for joining. And you know, Wes, since this was really for you, what would you like to see first? I got all kinds of I got CDs, vinyls, various toys, statues, and shit. You lead off first. What you would like to see, and then I'll just move around to give a little. Wonder if I can. Got all kinds of crap around here, so yeah. Hardest to find. Oh, hardest to find soundtrack. I mean, that's pretty much all of the soundtracks were just me looking online and finding them and or just seeing them IRL, as the kids said. That there's not really many I've searched for, but you know what? Let's. And this was my mistake. I meant more like pick a selection of stuff. But while I start off with the vinyl, I can show off all the vinyls I got. Again, these aren't in any. Well, let me start off with the one I got first. So this is the very first vinyl I ever got. It's what got me to get a vinyl player, and it is also now why I buy overpriced vinyl. So really, we have no one to blame but T-Lopes, who I got the pleasure of meeting at Sega Sonic Fan Jam. So he signed this for me. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, just because it's the same thing. At this point, luckily, I had the Mania Collectors, the Japanese version of Mania, which came with a soundtrack for some reason in a DVD case. But so I got him to sign that as well. I also have one of my covers of Mania signed as well, but maybe I'll save games and such for a different showcase. So other than that, I have Sonic Adventure. I wish I wasn't able to get the 2-pack where you could get him in like a special box that was signed by Jun Sonoy. Wasn't able to get this, but I say one of my favorite games, one of my favorite soundtracks. It doesn't have the whole selection, of course, unfortunately, but still amazing. I love the production value in these. The cases, like the cardboard casing it comes in, the booklets. It's such high quality for both the SA1 and the SA2. But of course, the thing about the SA2 soundtrack is that it has. Where is it? There we go. I love pointing this out. It's gonna spell a mistake. I'm a Sply. My favorite song in the Sonic franchise. I'm a Sply. There we go. This is the vinyl release they did for Sonic Colors Ultimate. It doesn't have all of the remixes, but it has a good chunk of them. I liked it. I know some of the remixes were a bit controversial. I'm a big fan of them, so I listened to this quite a fair bit. This is the, I'll save this for last because that's the most recent one I have. This I bought as a gag because it's, who the fuck needs the Spinball soundtrack on vinyl, I believe it does include the European version of Lava Powerhouse. It does not include the original intro, which was just like a rockified version of the Sonic 1 intro. It was made after the musicians working at STI, Sega Technical Institute in America, were under the impression that Sega had the rights to the Sonic the Hedgehog theme, and so that's why I want to say I think the first batch of cartridges was shipped with that theme, which is why you can find it online. And I believe Harold Drossin created the title that's in the game now in about 3 hours when I had to hastily change it to go out. I'm not really doing work, but it makes me feel this is, I got this again. I think I only got this because I used to work at an FYE and they had this and I was able to get it on discount. But it's the soundtrack for the first Sonic movie. Very average for me, very average / generic score. Doesn't include the best piece of music that Junkie XL has created at this point for either movies, which is the piece of music when in the post-credit scene where Tails appears, because it's apparently the only time that Junkie XL remembered, oh yeah, Sonic characters go well with guitars, and then we never went back to that again. This is the most recent one I have. It is the Music of the Starfall Isle 2-disc version. I almost went for the 4-disc, but at the time I did not have the money for the 4-disc. I could have maybe ordered it and then just been very broke for a month. I chose not to, and then this appeared on Amazon a few months afterwards, so that was able to get it. I keep at some point I might try and get the Sonic CD vinyl, which is one of the first, I want to say after Mania, that was like the next vinyl, because I want to say it was Data Discs who did Mania and who did Spinball and the Frontiers. Sonic Colors was by I Am 8-Bits, and I forget who did SA1 and SA2. Brave Wave Productions. So far these are all my vinyls. We're gonna be redoing our basement, and once we do, I'm gonna get a better place to store my vinyl player in my little office here, so I can listen to this stuff more, which would be fun. Yeah, that's the thing with all the like, I like the movie, but I think I'll be honest with you, like I like the Frontier soundtrack. I don't know if every island needed like 7 different movements. Could have probably been okay with like 2 at the most, you know. What I'll show off next is these are the most recent ones. These are the soundtrack stats I recently got that is the impetus, I guess, for this stream. I got the soundtrack for Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Not really a game I've ever played or necessarily. There's some good tracks on here. Don't. Yeah. One of the best, you know. The fact that this was up on Amazon Japan for like $20 American, which one of the you know. Everyone says it. Say what you want about the game. Fucking amazing soundtrack. Soundtrack to a game. Without this game, I wouldn't be doing this at this point in time. Shadow the Hedgehog. I have not been able to find the Vocal Tracks album. Those are probably some of the ones that I'm still like. I would like to own all of them. So there's still some vocal tracks. Like I don't have like the SA1 or the Heroes or the Shadow vocal tracks, and some of them that we'll get into I need to rebuy so that they can be official. Sonic Rise Adventure. I love this cover art. I love this art of Sonic. Great soundtrack, good game. Of course you can, Wes. And this is the Sonic Frontiers Paths Revisited. I think, don't go crazy, but I think like pound for pound, I think this is stronger than the overall. I like the Frontier soundtrack. I think it's a bit too big. Again, I think a lot of like a lot of the tracks in Frontiers, we didn't need them. Like we didn't need 6 movements per island or what have you, because I don't even know what they are. And I think a lot of the cutscene tracks aren't. Like, they all kind of sound the same, but these are my 5 new ones. And again, for a lot of these, like for '06 and Shadow, these are songs that I legally downloaded like 20 years ago. So it's good to finally have a good a good official version of them. For the rest of these CDs, I'll just quickly Star Fox Adventure. I wish. Actually, I don't wish, that game sucks. So here's a funny. This is. No, that's not it. I will get to it when I get to it. But this is Complete Trinity, the Sonic Heroes 2-disc collection. Again, this is the original soundtracks. I do not have. Triple Threat, the vocal tracks, which whacked on all the vocal songs from this game and from Sonic Adventure 1. I think so I used to order a bunch of stuff off eBay, and a lot of times they would just be counterfeit. So I think this is one of the counterfeit ones. So at some point I would like to get a legit version. Sonic Forces, Hero Will Rise. They did a vocal tracks for this one, but I didn't bother buying that because unlike with other CDs like this, where a lot of times they wouldn't put the vocal tracks, the vocal songs on the soundtrack CD. Like as we'll come up to it, Sonic and the Black Knight did that. Like if you just get Tales of Knighthood, the soundtrack for the game or the music, the songs aren't on there. But for some reason with Forces, every song that's on the vocal tracks, so like Infinite's Theme, Fist Bump, Light of Hope, and all of the Avatar songs, they're just on here. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not gonna. To me, that is a legit waste of money to buy that. So I'm not planning to buy that. Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack is during a period where I wasn't available online. I found the right person, the same as he was that I seen before in my hunts. Cool. Again, hopefully it was a legit one and you didn't get conned like I did. This is a little Bentley Jones mini single for the main theme for All Stars Racing. So much more. It has like, let's have a look. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different. This has 9 tracks, but there's 6 different versions of so much more. So if you need that, Song Generations, Bluebird. And I've shown this off before, but this is my favorite. Back on Jun Sonoy used to run his own website, junsonoy.com, and if you were on the forum and you had posted like 50 times, you got to join like a exclusive little section where you could, whenever new soundtrack came out, Jun would normally get a couple of copies himself, and then but if you ordered from him directly, he would sign it, and normally you could ask him what to write. And so I've shown stuff before, but this is Dear Gareth in quotation marks FTA, up and down and all around, tight is the 20 more years of great Sonic music and computer rooms from your homeboy Jun Sonoy. So yeah. After that, here is the soundtrack to Free Riders. And it says, Dear Gareth FTA, FTCR rules, even about wings, I can still fly. All the best from your friend Jun Sonoy. So I went through a period of paying Jun Sonoy to basically lie and says he's my buddy. But this is the soundtrack to Frontiers. The first time there's 6 discs. It's in this very, very fancy box with this, big booklet. I think most of it, unfortunately, is in Japanese. A lot of times when Sonic soundtracks will have like a booklet. A lot of it will still be in English, but most of this is still in Japanese. But still, you know, this is pretty cool. Again, I'm not like the biggest fan of the Frontier soundtrack, but this is still like it's just impressive. That was the part where I spent 6 hours trying to get this stupid case back on. One thing I will say, like, I wish there was a better cover, because this isn't the best this isn't the best quality. It looks like kind of a blurry screenshot of the game. Yeah, I need to find a better way to display my CDs. It's going to be hard to figure out what to do with with that exactly, but. Right, let's get the next bunch. This is a little Crush 40 EP. This has Sonic Youth, One of Those Days, and Rise Again. Which was time when this was what, 2011, 2012, where like just every once in a while they just release a new song. And I think I have another version of this somewhere, but this is signed by both of them. Looks like, oh, this must have been that Summer of Sonic. I was not there. Because I was getting married for the first time, but I think some buddies of mine who are close with Johnny and June were able to get this signed for me. Very nice. Keeping on with Crush 40, this is their Two Nights to Remember album, and this is signed, I'm going to assume, to FTC. Oh, this is signed by June 2015. This must have been when I saw him in whatever terrible anime convention. I was in Detroit that year. This is the most recent Crush 40 album, The Ultimate Collection, Driving Through Forever. Not as I would have maybe picked out different track lists for this, but I'm not Crush 40. This is their live album. One of their many live for a band that, it's funny, like I love Crush 40, but like for a band that doesn't have that many songs comparatively, they have a crazy amount of like live albums and live releases. This is their first compilation. This is signed by them both. I got this off June's website. This says to Gareth FTA from June tonight. This is the history of Sonic music that came out for the 20th anniversary, where they just pretty much just picked normally it was one song per game, but some things like SA1 and SA2 have a few different songs. Goes all the way up from Sonic 1 to Sonic Colors. This is the Team Sonic Racing Maximum Overdrive album. Really, really good soundtrack for, again, a okay game. This is one of my favorites. This is Crush 40's first release back when they were Sons of Angels. This was mostly Japanese only, but this was right after SA1, because they're pretty much all of the songs on here are from the racing games they did, and some of the stuff is just some instrumental tracks that June worked on. There's a bonus track of Open Your Heart here, but I got it signed by both of them. But yeah, this doesn't play very well anymore. I've had it for a while, and it's kind of scratchy, but it's still, I'm happy to have this, and again, signed by both. Next bunch here. This is the Japanese soundtrack to Sonic X. I actually really like the the 4Kids score for Sonic X is horrendous. I will say I like Sonic's theme. The like that basic theme is good, but the actual it's so like over. It's overly horny, and I don't mean that it wants to have sex, except for every time fucking Rouge was on screen and that saxophone player would go into cardiac arrest. But like it's the fake trumpets and shit. It just sounds bad. This goes for a more like what you might assume. You know, it's very rock inspired. But yeah, good stuff. This is the a compilation album for the 25th anniversary. This is pretty. I like this idea. This has a blue and a black selection, so it's normally one song from. It's two songs. each disc will have one song from a game, and they kind of correspond for the most part. Where there'll be one that's more kind of like happy and one that's more like edgy. So like for say, let's pick a game that has both. So for like SA2, you have actually you have a bunch for SA2, but for SA2 they have It Doesn't Matter version 2, and that's the way I like it. And for on the black selection, it has Vengeance is Mine 4 and 4 True Story. So you know, Sonic 4 soundtrack. Often I like the Sonic 4 soundtrack. Fight Me IRL, I do. What's interesting in this though is that the tracks from episode 2 are first, which you would think it would go 1. I remember back on Twitter years ago, I asked, I was like, "Hey June, why are the episode 2 tracks first?" And he was just like, "That game came out first." I mean, that was the most recent game that came out, so there you go. Yes, Wes, you are correct. On this collection, it has. They call it main, and because again this is a Japanese release, it's main theme of Sonic Tune, because that's what the Boom franchise was called in Japan. So yeah, this is the only officially released track of the Boom, any of the Boom scores. Which, you know what, like, Rise of Lyric doesn't have great music, but I would love for like a proper released version, just so we could get like, because I think the Shadow and the Metal Sonic boss themes are real good. 25th anniversary release of Sonic CD, the Japanese version. Of course, you know, it's pretty. I really love this artwork from CD. I wish more games would have artwork like this. But pretty good bonus tracks. It has the Crash 40 version of Sonic Boom. Always good. The game that started it all. Masato Nakamura's soundtracks for Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I wanted to get this so bad because it had not only the versions that we heard in the game, but also they're called master demo versions of every single track, which most of them don't sound that different, but it was still cool to get them. This is also where they put on I am blanking on the name, the song that was based off the Sonic 2 ending theme that was then remixed in Sonic 06. This is the only place where you can officially get Sweet Dreams. This is the only place where you can officially get the ACOM version from 06, because that track isn't on the 06 soundtrack, because Nakamura owns these songs outright. So every time you've ever heard Green Hill reused in a game, they have to pay him, which is why a lot of times now that's why in like Forces you don't hear Green Hill, and that's why for Mania no official version of the Mania soundtrack has included the Sonic 1 and 2 remixes from T-Lobes, because they would have to, I mean, they had to pay him once to use him in the game, they have to pay him again to put it on a soundtrack, which is a damn shame, because especially the Chemical Plant Act 2, so good, so good. Oh, let's get a bunch, let's go. Oh, this is one I haven't opened, but this is the Sonic Runners, one of the best soundtracks to a forgotten game. Well, not forgotten game, but like a missed game. Just every track on here, absolute fucking banger. This is Tomio Otani, I think, at his best and purest. It's pretty good. This is okay. So this is the one that started it all. This is the very first soundtrack I to go King. I think at that point Sega just weren't great with licensing and which, to be fair, I don't think back in the 90s anyone was thinking things like reusing, you know, like I'm sure no one thought in 20 years we're going to have a game where Sonic goes back through his old levels and thinking about soundtrack releases. That really wasn't a thing in the Mega Drive days. So like on one hand I can see why they didn't think it was that important. On the other hand, they're fucking stupid. So this was, I forget for which birthday, but it would have been whenever Batman Begins came out. So I was maybe, we'll just say 15, 16. My buddy Torch, he FTCR co-creator Torch, gifted this to me for my birthday. He found it online. I believe this is the official American. So this is official, but this is the American soundtrack. I guess at that for SA2 and SA and Heroes, they did release their soundtracks in America through a different label, but I guess they didn't sell very well. So after Heroes, I think they just went back to just using what is it? What's the Japanese name? Wave Lab? Yeah, no, sorry, Wave Master. Now all their tracks are just through Wave Master in Japan. But yeah, this is. I remember. I'll share this, and this is good because this has all of the songs and it has all of the songs, all of the stage themes, and like a few like boss battles and a few option stuff. But this is pretty good for one disc. I remember listening. I remember getting this and listening to this on my CD player and going through Sonic Heroes. And obviously at this point, like, a lot of this information wasn't really available about who did what at the time. But I remember just thinking, man, this song is so corny. Why couldn't they get the guys who did Open Your Heart to come back for this song? Somewhat of one of my pride and joys. This is the Black Knight soundtracks, Tales of Knighthood, which is sort of the music for the game, and then Faith to Faith, which is the vocal soundtracks. Also includes the Seven Rings in Hand cover by Bentley Jones and the Crush 40 version of With Me. And I got this signed by June at, I want to say this was a Summer of Sonic. I think this was in 2010. But Black Knight, you know, say which one about the game, but the soundtrack, one of the fucking best. I will fight to the death that opinion that Black Knight is one of the best soundtracks in the entire goddamn franchise. Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform soundtrack. It's good stuff. You know, it's good shit. You know, very techno-y, very like dubstep-y by Sonic R-Man, Richard Jakks, he who shall not be named any further. Here is the 20th anniversary re-release of this 2 Oh yes, Wes. I believe Sonic the 20th anniversary re-release of Sonic of Heroes is just this again, which is why I didn't get it. If I was to see it now, I might pick it up. But this is, and also I want to say, this is not. I want to say this is. I want to say these two are kind of the basis for what they would pick for the vinyl. Because again, this is just one disc. This isn't the entire soundtrack. It's like you got most of the Sonic stuff, all the Shadow stuff, some Tails levels, some Knuckles levels, blah 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 blah. It's good stuff. This is kind of a special one. The SA1 20th anniversary. For anyone who's a fan of FTCR back in the day, years ago I uploaded a video which was recorded at Summer of Sonic 2010. I think it's called something like FTA Tells Crush 40 how they got their name, which is during the Crush 40 Q&A. I forget how it came out, but Johnny was like, who knows how we got our name? And it's like, I'm behind the camera, I go, I do, and he points, he goes, tell me how, and I explain how. As I had heard, it was Crush because Crush soda, like Orange Crush, was June's favorite soda at the time, and Johnny did not want to turn 40. He wanted to crush 40, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I want to say, I think Johnny, after I do that, Johnny was like, you win a CD or something like that. And then like 2 years later, at a different SOS, Adam Tough T-Bird, at a time when I don't think Johnny was there, but June was, I got this for free. Got this for free signed by June, so that was very cool. These are just some June's private. I'll put all these here. They're not technically Sonic related, but these are Jun Sonoi's 3 self-published albums. Pretty much just compilations of his career, his highlights. The first one, The Works, which is at the time my ex-wife Kerry ordered it. We used her PayPal, and because it was her PayPal, he thought she ordered it, so that's why it says to Kerry on this. It's not signed to me. But these ones, the June ones, are just compilations of his work. The first Works, there's only 2 Sonic tracks on them. But then they got more Sonic tracks and more different and more stuff. And the Works 3 actually is the only place where you can find a lot of the remixes they did of the Sonic Mania Adventures score. This is just Johnny Giordi's solo album he kickstarted a few years back. Again, not really Sonic related. This one really isn't, but I just thought I'd include them just because they're kind of nice. Okay, now we are getting into I'll lump these three together into what I call the bootleg era. I have the Sonic the Hedgehog vocal tracks album, and again I want to say it's this one and Multidimensional, the SA2 basic soundtrack, which has, does it have everything? So this has all of the level tracks, but doesn't include any of the songs. You had to get Cuts Unleashed, which had the SA2 songs and instrumental versions of those. Again, unfortunately, I got these off eBay, and these are not These are not made by Wave Records. This is a Maya, so this is like a Chinese knockoff, and unfortunately, that goes for my Planetary Pieces. Great soundtrack, but again, these are all technically knockoffs. I mean, they're basically pretty identical, except for, it says Maya, not Wave Master. But I would these are ones I would if they were to come out, if they were to get restocked on Amazon Japan, the same way that the Sonic the Hedgehog and those 6 song soundtracks did randomly after so many years, I would rebuy these in a heartbeat. Let's have a look. This is one of the best. This is Passion and Pride. This is all of the SA1 and SA2 vocal themes. So it doesn't include Open Your Heart or Live and Learn, but it has all of the character themes. Gamma's theme, Eggman's SA2 theme. It has the unique 2014 remix of the SA2 version of It Doesn't Matter, and it has proper instrumental versions of all of them. I say proper because the instrumental version is included on the SA2 vocal album Cuts Unleashed. They're more like karaoke versions. They include the backing tracks. So especially in like Live and Learn, you constantly hear Jonas go, yeah! But this one has sort of all of the SA2 songs, like It Doesn't Matter, and everything is completely void of any backing tracks, so they're true instrumentals. This is the first real Crush 40 album with their label, with their name, Crush 40. This came after this came after SA2 because it includes Live and Learn. It has, unlike the Japanese Through of the Field, it includes no instrumental tracks. It is just their song. So there's only actually 9 Crush 40 songs. It does include 2 bonus tracks of SA1 It Doesn't Matter and Escape from the City, but they're just listed as bonus tracks. They're not like credited to Crush 40, which if that was a thing during the LimeWire days, every song from Sonic was just attributed to Crush 40. That's exactly. So like again, if I can find a legit version, I'm not paying $400 for like an old ass version. If they reprint it, I'll completely buy a brand new version for like face value, but I'm not doing that. This is a jewel case release of the Rise Again EP I showed off earlier, but this includes the Song of Hope song they released in the wake of the Lord help me, I forget which design it was. I forget if it was either the tsunami or it was the nuclear reactor explosion in Japan that they released a kind of like charity song for. But this is these first songs are pretty good. It's a pretty good collection. Okay, now this is we have Lost World soundtrack. For some reason, these two together their main image is up like this, so if you can't get a good version to fit on an iPod screen correctly, and I'm a big stickler for that. I like all my images to fill the screen and look good. Can't do it with these two because they had to be special and go landscape instead of they went horizontal instead of vertical. But Lost World, I think it's got a pretty good soundtrack. Colors, one of the best soundtracks in the franchise, I think. So the Vivid Sounds Hybrid Colors, one of the best you could get. It is like it is weird. Like it's just this like, just this. It's also you can't really see. It's got a nice little sheen to it. But it is. I kind of like it. I kind of like the Lost World art. It's weird. The last two we have True Blue and True Colors, just some compilations CDs that they put out. I want to say around the time of what is so this would have been around just roughly after '06 because Endless Possibilities is not on this. True Blue, this is mostly Sonic songs. It's mostly just like game main themes and Sonic specific things. So you got like Live and Learn, It Doesn't Matter. Both versions of It Doesn't Matter. You got like Sonic Boom, Super Sonic Racing. It's also weird. It also includes, and again, officially on this, the 4Kids Sonic X theme because it was in English. So they again never officially released in America, but like with Sonic Boom, you come to the Japanese compilation albums, you'll get officially released versions. Just so included a few remixes. You got like the Crush 40 version of Seven Rings in Hand, the Smash Brothers Brawl version of Angel Island Zone, and the Bentley Jones remix of Open Your Heart. True Colors, I got this off June's website. This one says Find a Computer Room. This was meant to be for like all of the other characters. This is probably one of the things I actually think the track list on this is pretty bad. It only has the SA2 versions of Tails and Knuckles theme, which for characters as important as them, maybe should have done more. It's got and Gravitifier, the Sonic Rider Zero Gravity main theme, which is like well, see, King, because that came from Brawl, its official name is Angel Island Zone in parentheses SSBB Remix, Super Smash Bros. Brawl Remix. And it's because like the bonus tracks, it's weird. You got like a short edited version of Lookalike. Again, like the only official release of like an OVA track. Also, one of the very few times Sega have ever acknowledged the OVA in an official capacity. But like it's like there's no like Team Catalogues isn't on this. There's no Catch Me If You Can. There's like a bunch of like they put it in both Judy and Kate songs, and they're actually the only artists to be credited on the back because at that point Judy and Kate was kind of blowing up, which is like so again it's, it's got like Cosmic Eternity. Like, why is Cosmic Eternity on this? It's got the Sonic 3 Mega D mix. It's got the demo version of Lazy Days Living in Paradise, pretty nice. It's got a weird mix of Oh Hell Shadow, which is the Crush 40 music, but the original Magnify singer. It's basically like an officially released YouTube mashup. It's kind of weird. And then remixes of Dreams of an Absolution and Open. This is the Open Your Heart remix where it's really where Dude takes like a 20. It's like gotta open your heart, dude. Again, it sounds like a shitpost, but it's official. So those are all the soundtracks, and so I thought I have a bunch of I'm not sure if I've shown these off before, but I have a bunch of other like merchandise, and I'm gonna just show off. I'm gonna end it by doing an update to my last Sonic toy video, but just showing all the new shit I have. Let's see. Start with this. This was a. I'm gonna move this up This was a modern Sonic statue that Sega was selling in their Joypolis arcade in Japan. I believe you had to collect these in like a UFO, like a claw machine type thing. I forget how I probably just ordered this off eBay or something like that. I do have one thing I got personally from Joypolis, but it's not one of these, but it's kind of cool. to go along with the modern Sonic one. Is this one? They did a classic one for the 25th anniversary. Once I move and I have more space, I'm going to display these again because these look pretty nice back to back. And of course, having modern and classic back to back is very reminiscent of Sonic Generations. And I forget where I got. I think this was just something this isn't anything really special. It's just like something they sold in stores. It's not the best. Like the paint job on both Sonics is terrible for different reasons. Modern's stomach has blue coming through, and Classic's eyes have deep blue around the edges, and it's just like it's not great. It's just exclusive game codes, but I do not remember what codes they're for. But so, and again, sticking with Generations one more time, we have the European Collector's Edition. It's been a moment since I've opened this thing up. I forget what's all in here. Oh yeah, we have. There's the gold ring. There's the CD and DVD, which I really like the DVD, the history of Sonic, Birth of an Icon. It's a documentary like this is fucking awesome. I wish more collector's editions like this would do something like this. 20 years old, this is coming out, 20 years of Sonic music. I want to say in Japan, they officially released, I want to say it was like Sonic Generations Blue and Sonic Generations White. That was pretty much just like the first level track from like every Sonic game. That they were released again. They were commercially sold in Japan as two different volumes. I believe this just puts them both together. If I am not mistaken, I might be mistaken, but I think this is just them both put together. And I want to say I have it somewhere on a hard drive. They released a extended version of the documentary, and I think the documentary is okay for what it is. There's a bunch of weird editing choices I wouldn't have made, like they reuse Metal Harbor's theme. Like they at the end of the documentary, as it's coming to a close, it plays Metal Harbor and then it fades out, and then as the credits start, Metal Harbor starts again. Like you could like pick something else. Like come on, man. I think the main thing is there's a nice little art book, and there's a nice statue in here there's a nice statue in here of classic and modern, like the main title. I'm gonna, again, once I have the space, I'm gonna display this bad boy again because he looks kind of cool. But this is probably one of the best collector's box sets that I've had. Like I don't get as many of these things as I used to. Oh yeah, the museum room. Was such a waste. It was so dumb. Going off with collector's edition. This one I am not going to unpack, but Sonic Mania collector's edition. I forget what came in this. Oh yeah, you got a box. You got a statue with the startup audio, the metallic collector's card, digital game download, and a Sega cartridge with a golden ring. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So this is, again, I will probably set up the statue once I have time of it. So you know what's funny? Because again, for whatever reason, that collector's edition was only in Europe for some reason. I ended up getting one. Well, he paid for it, but I ended up, like, Skylar had one shipped to me that I then sent to him. But because customs could take a bit, his parents, I guess, thought I was taking a bit too long, so they ordered another one. They went straight to him. I'm like, let's do that in the first place then. Like, why do I gotta go to the post office for this? But so Skylar has two. I think he sold one of them, but Skylar has two. This is one of probably one of the coolest things I have in my collection. This is the 20th anniversary statue. This is the America. So there was 1,000 of these made. 900 had the Japanese/European box art in the TV monitor here. As you can see here, 100 had the American. And so this was actually a wedding gift for my first wedding, from Sonic Stadium owner Jakks. He reached out to somebody who doesn't work at Sega America now, so I can say this, and was able just to finagle me one, which is kind of cool. Though maybe if Jakks had been able to get me, the Japanese cover, that marriage would still be in effect. But hey, let's keep going, shall we? So the rest of shit I have here is just various toys and crap. Fuck it, why not? These I'll do quickly. These are just Sega. I've started doing with Jakks, the current license owner of the Sonic franchise, as well as the Mario franchise and Nintendo in general. Start putting out basic Sega toys. So we got Altered Beast, terrible fucking game, but cool werewolf, AI for Monkey Ball, and main man Axel from Streets of Rage. This is a really, I think, a cool level clear thing. It has, the egg pod, a spinning signpost, and some animal budget. I think I bought a second one. They went on discount on Amazon, on Walmart recently. I'I bought a second one. At some point, I'm gonna show over here the Oil Ocean place that I have most of these, and I'm gonna maybe set up like a diorama or something. And again, I'm 36, and this is how I spend my money. Speaking of spending money and bad ideas, this is the recently released Tornado figure. I have the movie Tornado, which only costs $20. This one costs $60, and the movie version came with 2 free toys, and one was exclusive. This just comes with a standard classic Sonic. I haven't opened them up yet, but I will at some point. Again, once I'm able to get this room reorganized and everything, I will do something with this, because I've always loved the Tornado. I was kind of hoping this would be a modern Tornado, but it wasn't. So I can just go cry about it. They just released the Sonic 3 toys, and they were all out at my local Walmart. So I got so far I have pretty much all in terms of the toys, except for the big talking one, which I might get at some point. But for the 5 inches, they've released Sonic, Tails, Robotnik, and Shadow. For my son's birthday, I got him Sonic and Shadow as well, so he's been playing with those like crazy. I will open mine at some point, but at the moment they're NRFB. NRFB! What other shit have I got? So it's again, I'm a grown man wasting my money on, there's like 3 different lines at the moment. This next line is pretty much done, I think, but I got the last of the Sonic Prime 5-inch figures. This was Jakks' first foray to 5 inches, and there's better articulation. A lot of the standard games, like the toy line for just like the games, there's the 4 inches and the 2.5 inches. The 4 inches don't have the best articulation, like they have no elbow joints at all, so the arms are always static. But the Sonic Prime ones was the first time they went with like really good articulation. So it's Rouge, and these ones don't really come with accessories. It's like Rouge, and one of the Amy's came with a hammer. Looks like the only Prime figures with accessories. But there's Pirate Rouge. What else do we have? This is Sonic in the Bus Combat. So I've bought all of the Prime toys with the exception of there's 4 waves, I think, and every wave had a different Sonic. But 2 of the Sonics, like this one has claws, so like, oh, here's a claws. The other ones just have different colored shoes. I'm like, I don't really need Sonic with purple shoes. I'm alright. But there's Bosco Cage, Sonic Trooper. This is really just a recutter of the Chaos Sonic, but it's it's another Metal Sonic. Why not? Why not? Let's bust these out quickly. We have Nux from New York City, and Black Rose. This is the pirate ones. So we got Knuckles from the Bronx and Pirate Amy. Again, all with 13 points of articulation. 13 whole points of articulation. I love that for the the Niles figure has like 77 points of articulation because every point on his tails can bend multiple ways. I think this is Dr. Deep. This is one that my daughter got me for my birthday. It wasn't my birthday. It was Father's Day, I think. Was it? It's either Father's Day or my birthday. They were real close together, but this is Dr. Deep. They only made toys of 2 of the Eggman variants, Mr. Dr. Eggman and Dr. Deep. I think because the movie 3 toy line is out, and because Prime ended, I think this is the end of the Prime series. So I don't think we're gonna get like Dr. Babble and the old guy and the teenager, which really, who cares? Okay, so also to go with the movie versions, there's 2.5 inch versions. We have Knuckles, Sonic, Eggman, and Shadow. For some reason, there's not a 2-inch version of Tails, and there's not a 5-inch version of Knuckles. But because these toys are out, again, this is what, months before the movie is, they're probably going to do it waves, because we'll probably get, in the next wave, we'll probably get a Knuckles and like a different Sonic. We'll probably get Super Sonic and Super Shadow because they're gonna go super in the movie, So and then we'll probably get a short version of Tails as well. So who knows? I'd love it if they released a version of, because I think they've retrofitted now Olive Garden guy to be the commander. If we can get a Olive Garden commander action figure, that'd be pretty sweet. To go back to the game series, this is Fang, a 2.5 inch. I was able to snag him at some point, but it's like apparently, if I wanted to, I could apparently sell this on eBay for like $200. So anyone wants this for $200, go to Ko-Fi and we'll strike a deal. But I hope we get like a 4-inch Fang and Bean and Bark and more of the hardboard heavies. Which, speaking of hardboard heavies, Heavy King. So far we have Heavy King and Heavy Gunner. I want to say as toys, one of the people at Sega who's in charge of like licensing has said that at the moment there's no immediate plans to do any more hardboard heavies or any more of the Babylon Rose. Should we have a jet, but there's no wave and no storm. Again, at some point I'm gonna get John on a stream, and because we could talk for hours, and we do, about what we'd like to see from this line and things like that. But on the whole, again, the fact that we have a Heavy King figure is pretty great. But that obviously means nothing to Crystal Bitch. I broke down around my birthday. I was like, fuck it, I'm a grown man, I want Crystal Bitch. So I think these retail for like 10. Spent about $30 on Amazon to get this, and I think I might probably end up having to do the same thing for Neo Metal Sonic. I have not even seen anything in his wave yet. So man, I want Heavy King so bad. I want Neo Metal Sonic so bad. I like that the next few rounds they're bringing back older figures like Rouge and Vector. I'm welcome for that because I could use some of that. Any dreams? Again, that's what I don't know. I like in terms of like a figure. I want to like bring every character in. Like we've had Omega, let's see Gamma. We've had Chaos. Like Black Knight. Oh yeah, like Eggman mechs, spaces. I'd like them to do some like modern playsets. Like imagine like an Angel Island Master Emerald Shrine playset. Like I know there's a Lego set, but like a thing. Speaking of, so I got this only because currently, and Jakks, I'm on your side a lot, but this is currently the only way you can get a 4-inch classic Tails is in this set. Sonic, there's so many variants on classic, modern, classic Knuckles. Just got a figure which I have somewhere. Egg carrier set West, yes, fuck yes. Egg carrier set, yes. I only bought this because Target, at my local Target, these were like discounted, so it was like half off. So this is normally 30. These figures normally retail for 10. I was like, I'll pay 12. I'll pay a couple extra bucks just to get Tails, and I got copies of these two, which is nice. This is the Sonic Heroes collection. They did release a modern Sonic Heroes collection where it was Super Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and they're all like super shiny. That's the time like glossy paint job over them. But yeah, that's the Sonic Heroes collection. This is just more stuff to go with the Oil Ocean. What's funny is I found these around the time my first Twitter account got banned because I told TJ I was going to murder him because his favorite zone is Oil Ocean Zone. So I bought this as a reminder to myself to not warn TJ ahead of time and just kill him off Twitter with no mention of it. But yeah, so again, it's insane. I look around at all this stuff and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I would be debt free if I just didn't buy any of this shit. I think the last two things I'll show off are some of the cooler things I have, and two things I'm really wanting to get this room set up so I can display this stuff properly. This is the First for Figure classic Star Post statue that lights up. So I know they have a unlighted one and a lighted one, but Jonathan and I were just toy shop. Every once in a while we'll just drive around to a bunch of different Walmarts and Targets and Myers looking for normally Sonic the Hedgehog toys, sometimes Transformers and Ninja Turtles, because again, we're grown men and this is all we have in life. But we saw this at a GameStop for like $90 because everything in GameStop is fucking overpriced. But on Amazon this was like $60. So like, I'll buy it on Amazon. Thank you very much. So yeah, I look forward to getting this set up. And the last thing I literally here saved the best for last. This was a birthday present from my darling fiance. I had told her about this like last Christmas, but for understandable reasons wasn't able to be gotten there. But this is the Sonic Adventure collectors. So there's three versions of this statue. There's one where it's just like the logo on Sonic. The one I wanted has a light up base, and there's another version with like a circle around him that lights up, but I actually don't think that looks I think this is the best version to have. So yes, this is, and I cannot fucking wait to have this whole basement and this office redone so I can put up like bookshelves and stands and shit so I can display this stuff, because it's gonna be great. Well, I know for anyone who I know if you go to First for Figures, the website directly, they do let you do a payment plan, which I was going, like, had I not gotten this for my birthday, I was going to order one, probably using the payment plan, but I forget. So yeah, there's the collector's edition, and I forget there's like a number one, I forget what the one with the base is called, but again, I think this is the best one because the base kind of draws your eyes away from the greatest pose of all time. So, oh, you know what? My mistake. There was one thing I forgot to show. So I said earlier there was one thing I had gotten in Joypolis when I went there for Japan. These exclusive Sonic as a Vampire plushies were in the claw machines, and I remember I got this. I was there with T-Bird Adam from he used to be one of the big people at Sonic Stadium, Cinema Sonic. He was also in Japan at the time for work, and also because that's when June there was a Sonic Adventure music experience happening live that I was able to see, which was amazing. And so I remember getting this, and it was a trip with my then wife. And as soon as I won this, her first thing she said was, "How the fuck are we gonna get that home?" because it's pretty beefy in a bag. But I made room and I gave this to Benji for Halloween. But I always like to play it because it's I love Sonic. As a kid, I always loved vampires, so put them together, and I'm a happy little duck. First for Figures is another company where I'm like, all right, let's calm it down. First for Figures, like you overprice your shit. It's like their Kirby statue was like $500, and like, Kirby's a fucking sphere. Why are you charging so much for that? But again, I don't know. But again, so this was this stream has been a while a long time coming. I've been wanting to do a stream showing off all this crap. I finally have. I might do another smaller one at some point because there's. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting stuff even more. Okay, now for Roozies, for honest to God Roozies, this is the last thing. Stand up so everyone can see my pink shorts. When they announced this years ago, I guess I wanted to get this. This was the Pixin Deluxe, I think it's the company. Pixin Love. I think it's the French. I think it's the same company who did the art book from a few years ago. I wanted to get the PS4 or 5 version. That would also allow, so I had to get the Switch version, but it comes with a nice little reproduction box. Which, you know what, I might put the Sonic Mania fake reproduction cartridge in there. Get the best of both worlds. I'd wanted to get this because like a lot of times in like collector's edition, like the upcoming Sonic and Shadow one, which I am going to get at some point because I'm a brain dead shill. I normally don't give a crap about like little like keychains and statues and stuff. I prefer things like art books and soundtracks. So when they said this was going to have a exclusive little art book, I was like, yes please. And it kind of came with like exclusive art cards, but I love like a nice, I'll put it over here, like a nice high quality art book like this. This is the stuff that I like paying. This is the stuff I like to have in my collection, like nice little one-offs like this. Again, like there's a bunch of Chow statues and keychains of Sonic shoes. I'm alright. Like, there was an option for me to get the upcoming Sonic and Shadow collection about all that crap, just get like the soundtrack art book and maybe the Dreamcast statue, I'd pay less for that. It's like this with the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection came with an art book. The collector's edition came with an art book that I really wanted, and luckily I was able to go on Amazon and just buy the art book because the collector's edition itself was like $150. But again, it came with a bunch of like little figures and like posters and again shit that I just like. No shame when people who like that stuff. I just could not give less of a crap about having stuff that I'm just gonna throw away probably in a little bit. But yeah, so that's me showing off all this crap. Wes, you're more than welcome. Thank you for giving me an excuse to finally do this. I will be back. I'm thinking Saturday evening, so in 2 days around 8 p.m. I think I'm gonna stream some Fortnite. So if you'd like to get in on that and join me. Hop on to my Discord and request to, because I have a secret Fortnite section that we're finally hopefully going to get some use out of this weekend. So if you'd like to join for Fortnite, go join on my Discord, join and like at me to say you want to play Fortnite and I'll add you to the thing. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. I will be back again Saturday, and I think I'm going to be back again a week today where I will start streaming a brand new game. Thank you so much, everyone, and please have a great evening.